I'm here with Lori Reinberger of the Oregon Orchid Society. And Lori, I think for a lot of people, orchids are kind of intimidating. And you know, you don't, once they stop blooming after you buy them, you don't know what to do with them. And so people get kind of afraid. We're going to talk specifically about how you can repot them, which is an issue for some, not so much for others. So let's look at one that I think most of us would look at and go, wow, that really needs repotting, but it's not the case with this one.
Well, this particular orchid does not like to be repotted, and so it sends out a message and says, I have to be repotted, and then you have to take into consideration what you need to do. And this one definitely needs to be repotted. It's not gonna get any nutrients or anything from the soil, but just know that if you repot this, it may set it back a little bit, and you need to put it in a real tight thing. We'll show you a little bit more how to do that one.
Now, the ones that a lot of people can buy at nurseries, even grocery stores and stuff, is this one right here.
The Phalaenopsis. And a lot of times it comes in this sphagnum moss, which breaks down, 6 to 8 months it needs to be repotted. So we can certainly do that one
Let's
too
do
if
that
you want to do
because
that one.
this one really, you have said, likes to be repotted every year.
It does. This loves to be repotted. And so this also gives you an opportunity to look at what's going on here with your roots. So you're going to go ahead and just pull all of this off of here. Kind of keep an eye on these nice plump roots that you have and try not to damage those and break those off. But this
you're not being gentle there.
No, I'm just kind of unwinding it here, and I want people to know that really you can just go in there and pull all this off of there and
now, Lori,
take it off.
this looks like a root that's rotted to me.
Yeah,
Is
that one's
right?
done. And again, we're going to pull that
right
off of there. We're going to take away all the brown, anything that looks like it's going to be damaged or rotten. We're going to pull all that off of there. Give it a little shake. And voila, it's done. The other thing is about 50% of the time, if you just, and my scissors are nice and clean and sterile, I want to emphasize that, you just cut up here on this second knuckle. And about 50% of the time, it'll send off another
No
spike.
way.
So don't cut
Wow.
these all the way back if they're still nice and green.
Now, you look like you have a very different potting medium than what this was originally in.
Again, a good point. The thing is these come in sphagnum moss a lot of times from a lot of different nurseries. And this does tend to break down and start to smell a little funny.
Why'd you want to do that to me?
It
doesn't smell good.
That really is a sign for you, though. Change
it's
this
time.
out. It's time. And again, you can see that it's a little brown here. And so again, it was in that media for too long. So you take your sterilized pot, put a little of these peanuts in the bottom of them. You can just save those little peanuts from shipping and shipping things. And then you just put your plant in here nicely balanced. And this is fir bark. Fir bark and
Looks like perlite?
well, it's actually it's more of a sponge rock. Perlite's a little smaller, so but it retains moisture. So you just give it a real good little tap in there, and you put it in the center so that it has a good year. Again, these love to be repotted every year. They tend to break down. The media tends to break down. So
and you really didn't follow that 2-inch rule. That's about the same size as the pot as the other one.
This basically was just fine in the pot. Really, the only reason we're repotting it is because the media has broken down.
Okay.
But it was about the same. And again, they like to be kind of tight in their pot. This particular one.
And there is, there's so much information about orchids, and there's so many different varieties available that if you want to find out specifically what to do with the orchids you have, you can certainly go to the Oregon Orchid Society
Society's
website.
In addition to that, there are so many different kinds of orchids, and they all grow differently. And our society would be happy to help anybody out there that has any questions regarding their plants.
Well, to take the fear out, you can go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their website. Thank you so much, Lori.
Thank you. My pleasure.